In association with Official Wrestling comes A Few Good Marks podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of A Few Good Marks. I am your host, Kieran. I'm joined by Candy. Hello. Croft.
Hello.
Pete.
Hey.
And Willow. So today we are doing our second Vintage Watch after we did ECW Heatwave 98, courtesy of Candy. I won the predictions at Backlash, so therefore it was my choice up next for Vintage Watch, and I have chosen, as you will be able to see on the title card, it is the WWE United Kingdom Tournament Night 2. We didn't think we'd do the whole event because it's a bit long otherwise. So, and they cover everything, and which we start off at the UK tournament with a big video package, video package detailing a big video package. Detailing all of the first round matchups, who won, and also Dunn's attack on Gradwell before the show closed out the night before really put Pete Dunne over big time. Like he's
a right sneaky bastard.
He's great.
Like that kind of solidified it if you didn't really know Pete Dunne before that.
Yeah, exactly.
You just okay, he's a little sneaky.
They put him over as like the big villain of the night, and also it put the thought in the back, he's going to win this.
Yeah.
He's going to be the one who wins this. But anyway, we start off with our first quarterfinal match of the night. And we start with Pete Dunne versus Sam Gradwell. First thoughts on this first match?
Really good, actually.
Yeah.
Gradwell was really good at selling the injury. He played the plucky, injured upstart really well. Mm-hmm. You kind of tell midway through the match that obviously Pete Dunne's going over because of the attack from beforehand. It was really good storytelling.
Mm-hmm. We had explosive strikes to start off, which was good. It was what needed for the first night. You know, you don't want to be. You're already excited from the first night. You don't want to be going in with like just a collar and elbow tie up. You want to see some really get down to it, and that's what this was. And they just started whamming at each other, and it was good.
One thing I did like was the selling of the injury from the prior night. Not something you see a whole lot of in WWE. You have a pay-per-view on the Sunday, they get all beat up, then Monday Night Raw, they're absolutely fine.
They're completely fine.
And this was, it's something they should do, and to make a note of it was like, they actually did this. That's not really a good thing.
Yeah,
this should be the norm.
Very true. It's the first match, and I'm already sick of the 10 chants. This crowd went from being boss to being shut up
fucking
to being okay.
Marks ever.
Aren't they just?
The only thing
we'll come on to like more of them later.
Was there was no Too Sweet chants.
Oh yeah, but I mean like because it was before.
My very first note was stupid fucking 1-4 chant. That's how we started the show.
I hated that ring announcer.
Yes,
that ring announcer.
I think he did too bad of a job to be perfectly honest.
Timing and everything was like all over the place for me.
It was very. I'll give you his timing was off in match to match, but overall I thought he was alright.
He was loving the chants.
Yeah,
Andy. Well, he was. I think he was originally a Blue Peter presenter. Andy Shepherd, who was the ring announcer. So obviously he was marking out himself
because he was like,
because he was brought in. I don't know. I can't speak for the lad. I've never seen him ring announce for many shows, unless he was brought in purely because, it's been my dream. I've got BBC eyes on me. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Bringing the kids in.
I suppose, like, if you're top brass at WWE and you're doing the UK show...
Bless you.
Again. Bless you. If you're top brass at WWE show and you're thinking, who should we get to ring announce? So should we get a celebrity? Like, what do British people like? Blue Peter? Yeah, go on, throw him in.
On CB...
TV.
BBC?
CBBC?
No, he did call it CBTV.
CBTV and then CB...
And then he's like, that's BC. Blue Peter on CB. BC. I was like, why did you not let Nigel do that bit?
I know he
knows what CBBC is.
I'm gonna come on to that in a sec.
Speaking of the commentators,
yeah,
fucking fantastic.
It's amazing what Michael Cole can do when he's not got Vince McMahon rabbiting in his ear.
Absolutely.
There was the occasional.
Did his homework.
Yeah, there was a couple of plugs here and there which were very quick, subtle. They were fine. Didn't get in the way of the action. Yeah, I completely agree. They were boss all night. Anyway, Pete Dunne hit the bitter end on Gradwell. No, actually, no. He won the match with something else,
No,
didn't he?
He threw him into the corner.
That was it.
upside
And,
down.
I love that
Brutal.
and then obviously Pete Dunne won, but he hit the bitter end after the match on Gradwell because he's a bastard.
And you got to get the finisher over, which he did.
Which he did, absolutely.
I thought the finish was a bit weird because he didn't win with his finisher. He hit the move and then he pinned him, and then that was the end. And I was kind of like, "Oh, okay." And then he
then
got
he
up.
hit the
And did I was like,
Because it was, well, I thought it was good.
if he'd hit the thing in the turnbuckle,
Yeah.
got him up, hit the bitter end, won the match,
And then hit again.
then hit it again, then that would have got him over as a heel. Like, oh, there's absolutely no need to do that.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah,
just
I
like,
suppose so.
I was like,
There was still absolutely,
finish came
there was
out.
still
But
absolutely
he got
no
him
need
over
to do
as
so,
big.
but I mean,
well, there's no need to do so, but that's because he's a heel.
yeah, you
He
said.
got him over as a heel anyway because he was like, he's already won the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't do this. But I thought it was good in the fact that he almost got counted out, fought his way back in, and then Pete Dunne was like, nah, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
throw you to the buckle, and then pinned him. I thought it was really good.
The next matchup was Mark Andrews versus Joseph Connors. My first note is Andrews is boss to watch.
Yeah.
His style of the high flying and his flips and stuff is so slick, so good.
It's flippy shit, but it's good.
I like
shit.
that.
Yeah, it's
flippy
good.
shit.
That's good flippy
Good
shit.
flippy shit.
But it's because it's British flippy shit. So there's, mind you, I'd say this, and then we also have Will Ospreay, who's from this country.
Yeah,
And Will
but
Ospreay stuff doesn't tend to make much sense.
no, Andrew's flips make sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason for what he's doing. If he flips, it's to give himself more momentum, not to put on a gymnastics show. You know what I mean? Like,
You agree with
whenever
that?
Yeah, Andrews never once did a flip for the sake of doing a flip and then land in the ring and do a pose, which is the worst thing Will Ospreay does.
It's all for a reason.
Yeah, Andrews did a sick cannonball off the guardrail, which was one of the notes I've got here. I've also got that I love the slingshot DLD, which is Connors' finisher. He jumps over the top, grabs and then hits them with like I think what was it? Is in Uranagi? Uranagi. It's like a
Shit rock bottom.
Reverse STO.
reverse STO type
Flatline,
thing.
whatever
Yeah,
you wanna call it.
there's so many different names for it. But yeah, he does that slingshot. I love that move. It's so good. And then Mark Andrews came out with the victory, which I think is all anyone's got to say on this match.
Pretty much, apart from he's got a really, really nice shooting star press.
Yeah,
It's quite a lovely shooting
it is,
star
isn't it?
press.
It's
Did
good.
anyone else notice though in the little video package before they photoshopped Joseph Connor's ears to be an actual full ear?
Really?
Yeah, he was facing. So he was on the right hand side of the screen as you were looking at it, facing left. So he'd have his left ear showing, and it was a full ear.
That's weird.
I picked up on that. I was like, hang on, he's like the ear guy.
Or if you flip the video, maybe.
They could have done. Could have been a flip video.
I'm trying to visualise how that worked, but maybe.
Yeah, could have done. It's doable. I've seen it done.
Hmm.
So yeah, so
Strange,
that's all
though.
we've
You
got.
think in the video package, you'd be like, look at his ear, look at how strange it is, rather
Yeah.
than...
Because they
look at
certainly
how he's
mentioned it
done
earlier
it.
in the match.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
stop fucking showing it.
Well, they've really got him over.
Wow.
I mean, I think it's because they knew he was one of the ones they wanted to keep on. So they were really putting him over as a pick for the whole tournament.
I know, but there's better
And then
ways
he
to.
still
there's
lost.
better ways to
I thought it was
show
clever.
show someone and look at me here.
I thought it got him
Ooh,
over.
look at me here. It's like
Yeah.
someone having like a missing finger and just
Not
going
just
like that,
that.
like holding their hand up, so, like every time they do something. You know, look at this. Look, I'm missing a finger.
Oh well.
I didn't really buy into him being a bit crazy. Like we were.
I don't
talking
think.
about
I think like on what culture? Because like,
Cross
he made his
crazy.
name for himself
Yeah,
on
yeah.
WCPW. I believe like they were the ones who first really shot
Yeah.
into stardom. So, but I think he's been a bit more intense on the indie scene than he has been on either 205 Live or in the UK tournaments. So I just think that he needs that. They need like once he's really got a run under him, I think then we might see a bit more ferocity, a bit more intensity from him. So who knows? Next up was Trent Seven against Wolfgang. This was sort of I think this was a rematch from ICW Fear and Loathing.
Yeah. Yeah,
In the-
Wolfgang was ICW champ going into this, I believe.
Yeah, so it was. I think it was either the Fear and Loathing before this one or after this one. We got this matchup. I think pretty sure it was after. Fear and Loathing was before this, but this was a rematch of the main event. But obviously that one was in a steel cage, so it was a
Yeah.
lot different and was a lot better than this match.
I thought this was a bit of a strange pick, really.
Well, Wolfgang.
in the brackets because it's a shame it got drawn because I don't think they have great chemistry together personally. I felt like it was kind of like a quite slow match, it was a bit sluggish. Trent going for the top rope pile driver was mental.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So I like that, and love Wolfgang in what he's done since then. But I thought for this it was a bit of a strange pairing. I don't think it worked.
Yeah, I've only got 3 notes for this, which is awesome moonsault from Wolfgang. It's amazing to see a big fella of his stature doing flips and stuff. It's quite cool. Wolfgang kicking out the 7 stars was quite cool. It wouldn't be the first time someone would kick out of a finisher that night, but it was effective as Trent Seven was many people's favourites going into this.
It's true.
So therefore, I think it just shows strength and dominance moving through a tournament if you're kicking out of people's finishes.
Absolutely. And going on to win, of course.
Yeah, and then just a big upset. Wolfgang won.
Yeah, with the Howling, which is sick, man.
Yeah, superb swanton.
I have even less notes than your 3.
Oh wow!
This match started, it ended, and then my note is I have nothing to say on Wolfgang versus 7.
Fucking hell!
It just happened.
It just happened.
Okay, move on.
Did you see
7 was my pick to win, to be honest with you, going into it.
He was really hyped up beforehand, so it was a big upset.
Well, I can see why they put Wolfgang to win, because when I was there, and I was there, people, I was there.
Yeah, Liam was there on the first night.
You can see me on the network in my yellow t-shirt.
Have you got a timestamp?
I've got a picture.
Which we can't obviously show because we're not a video podcast. We'll post it on the page.
There was so many Scottish people there.
Really?
Yeah, there was probably more Scottish people there than there was people from any other part.
I don't think there was that many from ICW in this tournament either.
No,
overall.
but they just fucking love wrestling, don't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, I mean, they're the ones who created the 1-4 shout.
Yeah.
It originates from Scotland, I'm more than certain.
But yeah, there was so many Scottish people there on the first night. Like there was probably they were pushing Sam Gradwell as the hometown hero.
Yeah.
There was probably a dozen people from Blackpool there.
He got him and James Drake got decent pops from being from Blackpool, but the pop from Scotland, from Glasgow, Scotland, that got a bigger pop than Blackpool.
Did you see Wolfgang bust his nose open on the Howling?
Yeah. Ow.
No, I always nasty that.
Heavy.
That was quite heavy. It was quite a funny sight though, coming up having one, he looked more banged up than 7.
Did. Yeah, man. Fuck. The next note I've got is Nigel is well chuffed with his Blue Peter badge. About earlier, it was they were going on about it, and he just had to kind of take a minute to himself to I've got a fucking Blue Peter badge. This is this is sick.
Then he got to that guy,
Radsing,
whoever he is.
The longest reigning Blue Peter presenter.
Something like that.
The Brock Lesnar of Blue Peter.
And then Funley.
Yeah, Finley was in the crowd. There was quite a few.
It was for Devlin, wasn't it? It showed him before Devlin came.
Oh yeah.
It was. The next match.
I missed Funley. I must have fell asleep after that.
He was actually. He was just in
probably
he didn't look interested in the slightest because he was I've been here for fucking a week, mate.
Yeah, I know. Finley was.
It was weird though because I didn't know. I thought they sat there for the whole show.
No.
They just wheel him out.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I was blown away when I saw it. I was because on the first night they brought. Oh, who did bring out on the first night? Can you remember?
They had a fair few. I think it was Johnny Saint, was it?
Johnny Saint it was. I was then it was hang on, Johnny Saint wasn't there earlier. And then I was watching him, he just sort of trotted behind the curtain again. I was
mind blown. Doing that sound in the background.
When they bring out people at NXT and it's Bobby Roode, he's debuting at NXT. He's there for those 4 seconds and he walks back up
Yeah,
again.
because he cut to Sergeant Slaughter and Ric Flair at every takeover, and I was but they're always in a weird place where you wouldn't just normally get to.
And it's also
behind the timekeeper's table.
They're also in the exact same place. You'll have Bobby Roode and then 5 minutes later, Edge and Beth Phoenix. It's wait, wasn't Bobby Roode just stood there a minute ago?
Yeah,
you have to fight for the spot. It's a battle to the death for those seats.
Is that why John Cena got such a good seat at WrestleMania?
Yeah,
on short notice. The next match and final match of the quarterfinals was Tyler Bate versus Jordan Devlin. Now, I've only got 2 notes on this, but my 2 notes are... First one is easily the best match of the quarters. I thought this match was really good. Out of all of the other 4. First 4.
I thought it was almost good.
Out of
Until the finish.
the first four, I'd have picked this one.
I don't like Jordan Devlin.
No, I liked him in this match.
He's boneless Finn Balor,
Yeah.
for one.
Oh no, I quite like him.
And I can't see him as a heel. Because in the first night, in his promo to get him over, he came across really facey.
Yeah.
And then in the match, he just went heel. It was like, I didn't expect that.
You know what it
And
was?
They botched the finish to his first match as well. Which I thought was like, if he's in his first match, I can't remember who he was against.
Danny
Danny
Murphy.
Birch. Danny Birch.
Danny Birch.
'Cause he pinned him and he got
Danny
the 2.
Oh, yeah.
And Birch came down and he got the 3. And Devlin did this scream like, ah!
Yeah.
Bell went. Like, oh, one.
Yeah, I saw
So
that. It was a bad botch.
It put me off.
It was bad.
Devlin, to be honest. I don't know whose fault it was. But, I mean, I'm just not like
I
him
think.
since.
Well,
I
it
think
doesn't.
they called it-
I
think
mean,
they
Tyler
called it
Bate.
there. I think they called his turn in the ring because he came out and he was like, everyone was just like not interested in him. So like as he started, he was doing like Finn Balor moves.
Or maybe he
doing,
was
like,
going to
sling
turn.
blades and stuff
Maybe he
like
was
that.
going to
And everyone
turn
was just
with.
like, you're just a shit Finn Balor, mate. So that's where the chance started coming from. Like, you're just a shit Finn Balor.
Yeah.
So I think they might have just called it like, go heel, go with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe like he was supposed to do something later on in the match, and because the referee called it because of the blood, just counted the 3 anyway. Maybe they just had to like, all right, you've got to just turn heel on the fly, mate. You've just got to do something, just kick him in the balls or something.
Because when you look at Jordan Devlin, you think, oh, he's a face, isn't he?
Yeah.
And you look at Danny Birch. Yeah. He's going to be the fucking heel, isn't he? Fucking boneless Jason Statham.
Was he Martin Stone at the time?
Is he what?
He was Martin Stone at the time, wasn't he?
Was it? I thought he was Danny
No,
Birch.
it's Danny Birch.
I think his original name might have been Martin Stone.
I'll have to go back and watch it because I haven't watched First Night in a long time, but might have been.
Might be.
But who knows? But that's what kind of put me off Devlin, and I didn't like him this time.
He's not. He doesn't look like a heel, but you just don't like him.
He also doesn't look like a wrestler.
And
No.
his head's too big.
His head's too big for his
He
body.
looks like a bobblehead, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like power pod.
Pot
He's a
five.
what?
He's a power pod.
He's a power pod. He's a Pez dispenser.
I know absolutely.
Like this like sweet shopper, eh? We've got like
I know, yeah.
we've got Jordan Devlin, the Pez dispenser. We've got Bobby Lashley, the Freddo edition.
What candy are you?
Sasha Banks is a wamba.
She is a wamba, man. Oh, that works on so many levels.
Anyway,
Yes,
right.
on this match.
I've never seen Jordan Devlin until he walked out.
Yeah.
And he was the only one where he came out and was like, okay, this guy looks like he has a bit of character.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than everyone else who was walked out and gone, oh, it's generic wrestler number 4.
Yeah.
It's like Tyler Bate came out and he waved. I was like, well, I know absolutely nothing about you, mate. You
Yeah.
wave and you have a mustache.
And his theme's sick.
His theme's like a
His theme is
70s.
sick.
His
His theme was
mustache
cool.
and his theme reminded me of like a 17s porn star.
Yeah.
Like every time his music started, I was like, this is not wrestling music.
Venus?
That was his gimmick though.
Yeah.
So is Tyler Bates' character a porn star? Because then the mustache and the music fits fine. But just him waving did not indicate that. Whereas Jordan Devlin came out, I was like, okay, this is someone I can get behind. And then he lost.
I get it, you just Finn Balor.
Yeah.
If that's your gimmick, I mean, having said all that, they're both very talented.
Yeah, I
Devlin's
thought
good.
that they worked so well together.
They
with
had great
this.
chemistry.
So well.
Yeah, they're both young, both with a lot of potential. I hope Devlin's back this year, isn't he? In this tournament.
Yes, he is.
So we'll hopefully see him get even further this time. I should hope.
Here we go.
Right, I did not like the finish.
No,
Because
Tyler Driver, wasn't it?
but-
97, yeah.
Because he hit that kick. Devlin hit the kick that he'd hit the guy the night before with. And he was like, oh, I hope he's okay. I was like, he's a heel? Why is he checking on the babyface?
I think maybe it was more capitalising on it, whereas the referee was like, no, stay back, I want to check you've not fucked this up.
No,
again."
because Devlin looked like he was like, oh, because even I'm sure Michael Cole was like, oh, even Devlin wants to make sure he's okay. It's like,
Oh,
no,
okay.
he's the fucking heel, go hit him.
Yeah.
And then he didn't. He got hit with the finisher and he lost. I was like, well, that just makes him look like a stupid idiot.
Did look like a bit of a tit, didn't he?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, well, there goes the one interesting person, and he's gone out because he looked like a moron.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, Tyler Bate went through.
And for the second match in a row, someone missed 2 moonsaults. I think we've got Wolfgang missed 2 moonsaults in his match.
Yeah.
And then Devlin missed 2 moonsaults. And then in the next match, Andrews missed a moonsault. I was like, is no one talking to anyone backstage? Surely the word moonsault must have been tossed about back there. I was like, Oh, that annoyed me.
Well, there we go. Which feeds in quite nice. I don't have done on that much because that actually feeds in really nicely to
Yeah.
this. So, first of our semi-final matchups was Mark Andrews versus Pete Dunne. The standing 720 moonsault where he over-rotated, landed on his back. So it went from being a moonsault to a sort of senton.
Yeah.
From Andrews was beautiful.
It was really good.
Beautiful. The counters in this match were so fluid. But I think I saw a highlight video not long after this match came out. I think it was Pete Dunne who shared it, or Mark Andrews, something like that. And these two have grown up wrestling each other.
Mm-hmm. You can tell.
But there's really early footage of the two of them, and it just builds and builds and builds in all different promotions. I think they've wrestled in at least 4 countries, facing each other, and it all built up into that match. And oh my word, what a match!
Might be his favourite of the whole thing.
Yeah,
Really
it's between this and the final. Without a doubt, it's between this and the final for match of the night. Pete Dunne went through because of course he did. It was just a brilliant match. I haven't got anything else to say on this match. It was boss.
The X-Plex looked really nasty.
Onto the ramp.
The ramp, yeah.
He did both actually. Yeah, heavy.
The X-Plex, whenever he does it, just looked great. I can't even be asked to finish the suplex.
Yeah, basically.
I'll get you up there, you're on your own. So
Yeah, it's
I
very
love
good.
that. Mandrew really shone in this one, and as we said, they're a really good pairing.
Yeah, absolutely. Candy.
I said this is probably the best match of the night, but it still didn't blow me away.
No?
I was like, oh, that was a good match, but it was still nothing like, oh, but I'd watch it again, or it made me care about the others, about the people in it. It was just a good match, and that was it, really.
Fair enough.
It started, it ended. I was like, yeah, that was a match. Well done, move on.
Fair enough. Willow,
Which was most me for most of the night.
Test match of the night up until I watched the final.
Yeah.
I just thought.
Yeah, I think they even said it might have been the first match both guys had was against each other.
That was the first match they had against each other.
No, I think it said for both of their first matches, ever.
Oh,
At the start of the careers, it was against each other.
Oh,
I think
yes.
that's what they said,
Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
And the shows?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
really good.
And they went on then put an absolute clinic on. The second semi-final was between Tyler Bate and Wolfgang. It was this point in the night where people were like, "Oh, are we getting the Progress champion versus the ICW champion here? Is that what they're doing?" Because that, the biggest champions in the two biggest companies in the UK going off against each other for your final. That's a statement. It's just both of these companies are big, but we're having their champions in our final.
I think that's the way people thought it was going, especially when you saw Bate v Wolfgang, because Wolfgang's got pretty much every advantage on Bate. Size-wise, weight advantage.
Yeah.
Everything, the whole shebang. But we were proved wrong.
Absolutely. Some ridiculous hang time on the spinning uppercut from the second from Tyler Bate. Oh my god, the hang time he gets before he snaps with the uppercut is phenomenal. So good. Amazing. I've only got a good match. Was quick, but it was everything it needed to be.
Yeah, it was. It was a really short one, but it was so natural. Like you say, it went on exactly as long as it needed to. They got in all the storytelling they needed to do, and Bate, to quote our colleague Alex, is so
over.
It got to this point where, when you think about where Bate was in the brackets, he was right side, quite far down. No one thought he was going to win this. He was not anyone's favourite going in.
Not really, no. Not above Dunn or Seven.
Absolutely. Seven was obviously far and away favourite. Dunn was getting there. You had other champions like Wolfgang in there. Upstarts like Devlin. People thought these are the guys that they're going to push for. No one thought... Well, I don't think many people would have considered Bate even in the running for favourite. But then, over time, as the tournament went on, he slowly started rising. The crowd got into him, and you could tell the reactions were bigger and bigger every time he came out. So it was really nice to see, because it's such a small time to build someone up in front of the crowd. But they managed it over 2 nights.
They did really, really well. Either of you two got anything on this match?
It was just nice to see the progression of how over he got. Just from this night alone, the way the crowd really gets behind him. And was boss.
Yeah, because like I'd never heard of him before this,
Mm.
and then like I was like watching the first night, and I was like, oh, he was pretty good. Like, and then we got home the second night, and I was watching it with the people who I'd been to see it with on TV, and we were all just like, he's fucking boss. Like he won us all over. Like even just watching him at home, it was like I've never heard of him before, but I want him to win this now.
Did he win you over?
No. this was the third match of the night where no notes on him.
Fair enough.
I mean, it might maybe because it was a short match, but it was just a match that happened.
Fair enough.
But it was at this point, just after this match, I think, because Dunn came back out after this match.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And this is the point where I was like, oh, I'm actually quite invested in this now. This Dunn fella is very good.
He's a bit of a bastard.
He's got a character. He's got a good look. He's an excellent wrestler. I was like, I would like this guy to win now.
Yeah, Dunn blindsided Bate after the match, and then Regal came out and
It's
said,
like,
big pop!
it's like you've got this really interesting character against the guy who's waving.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I know who I want to win.
The man who wins.
Waving porn star.
I do love a cheeky post-match beatdown. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's nice.
done-
Nice little-
when
that's
it's done
classic,
to good
innit?
effect like this.
Classic.
It's very nice.
Next up, we got a little bit of a break just before the final. We got Neville!
Hey, remember him?
Geordie lad. Neville came out, said
I
he's
miss him so
he's the best talent that this country has ever produced. He's the best wrestler on the continent. And then Tommy fucking End walks out. Now this, of course, Alistair Black.
Yeah, for
Tommy End
those
is-
of you who didn't know who Tommy End is.
Yeah, Tommy End
Like
was his,
Laws.
Tommy End's his name on the Indies. I knew at the time Tommy End had been signed to the Performance Centre. And it didn't click with me until I saw his name when I was first watching this. So I marked so hard when I first watched this. Because it was just absolutely insane. Like, completely forgot. I was like, whoa! It was cool.
Yeah, watching this back, because I don't think I watched it when I watched it for the first time, I wasn't big on NXT. So watching it for, recently, watching it back and liking Alistair Black since then, it was really cool to see him.
This was his
His
WWE
first appearance.
debut. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that works better now, because like when the name Tommy End comes up, you go, oh, I don't know who that is. And then Alistair Black walks out and you go, oh, okay then.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I think that works better now than it would have done at the time.
Yeah.
It's
I
also
also thought-
really shocking to see him lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially what we know now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also thought Neville came across as a bit of a pantomime villain. The way he was talking in his promo.
Yeah.
But I think, but honestly, that's in a very
Perfect for
charming,
Blackpool,
in
though,
a
isn't it?
charming
Yeah, I
way.
suppose.
In a charming way, that is so. I've seen that done in so many British indies where they'll say something really obvious, and mind you, I've seen it in WWE all the time. Like it's like I've seen they say there's not one da da da, or there's not one blah blah that can stop it, and then somebody comes out. You know what I mean?
It's the classic, innit?
I think The Rock said it or something before Goldberg walked out. It's like, who's next for me to beat? Goldberg walks out. You know what I mean? After he'd finally beaten Austin. So I mean, I get what you mean. It was very like
I don't
his
think
his spiel was very.
Yeah, I don't
obvious
even
where
think
he
it was
going.
the setup of I'm the best person on the continent. It was things he was saying before that I was like, this sounds like you're playing to an audience of 13-year-olds at St. Helens Town Hall.
It was like there's
Local joke
this
on
match,
St. Helens
this, this match wouldn't this tournament wouldn't have been competitive. It would have been a walkover or something.
A no contest.
No contest. So what I
No
mean?
contest.
A no contest.
Why
So
was
it sounds.
he
I don't know.
No contest, boy! Give me a good old rub.
I'm sorry, Newcastle. I'm so sorry.
Legalise it, man.
Moving on to the match.
No,
Gonna move swiftly past that.
22. Neville made some really good points, though.
He did.
He said
He should have been in this.
he's done a cruiserweight tournament,
Wasn't
a
in
UK tournament. I've not been in either of them.
He wasn't even on the first 205
He's
Live,
gone.
and now he's remains to be seen.
Also, I just love the awkwardness that Rich Swann was cruiserweight champion at the time.
Moving swiftly on. Some great storytelling in the beginning between these two. Really nice mat wrestling. What?
We're talking about Beat Me Done now, right?
Oh yeah, no, I thought
No, we're still on Neville
He's
and-
still on Neville and Tommy End.
Still on Neville
I
Tommy
thought you
End.
said you were moving on.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh no, it's swiftly moving on from Rich Swann.
That's
Oh,
Fuck's sake.
That's why I thought
Jesus,
you'd missed the
Rich.
point. I thought you'd
Oh
gone to that,
no,
yeah.
no
Never
man.
mind.
Let me go
Okay.
through. I'll go through me Neville and Tommy End bits
Standing
then quick.
conversation.
Sorry, folks. Emotional roller coaster there, lads. It's great storytelling at the beginning of Neville and Tommy End.
Goes all off.
End's moonsault to the outside from the second turnbuckle was sick. Really close kickouts from Neville. Really close, inches from the mat. It was really good.
Did you hear the cheeky tech botch?
No.
Oh, with Cappy Kelly? No.
Charlie Caruso.
Caruso coming over the top, yeah. Which then got you fucked up Botchamania and you're getting sacked in the morning chance. Brilliant. The Red Arrow is still fucking awesome to watch. I miss Neville.
I forgot
miss
what his
Neville.
finisher was. He got on the top rope and I was like, what does he do here? And then he hits it. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, fucking fair play, mate.
It's such a good
Great, and this entire match, fucking great.
Fun fact about the Red Arrow: no one's ever kicked out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
John Cena kicked out of it once, off the second rope.
Oh, okay. It's not as much velocity coming down.
It's like John Cena to go around protecting moves. Sort of.
Amazing.
Yeah. Join his US Championship Open Challenge.
Oh, shit.
Neville came out nearly beaten. It might have been off the top rope, to be honest. My memory's a bit fuzzy.
Oh, there you go.
You can pretty much disregard that fun fact.
That is a fun speculation.
You'll have to fun fact check me.
Amazing. So yeah, great match. Really good match from these two. Next up, we got Finn fucking Balor. I totally forgot that this happened and marked out like a little girl.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
I was not happy about this.
Shit all over Christ, man. I was so optimistic for ECW. Something new shit all over my
No,
trains.
I was optimistic for this. He just let me down.
Right.
No, this was more of a. I don't know if you heard, but I got a first-class degree in geography, so I can confirm that Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom.
Well, at least you're putting your degree. Me and you putting our degrees to great
So
use on this
Finn
show.
Balor
mate.
came
Irish
out.
citizen, I can also attest to that.
He came. I was like, "What are you doing here?" At least
Well,
Funley's from Northern Ireland, I think.
Jordan Devlin's from Dublin as
Yeah,
well.
that annoyed me as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
Tucker, who was in the first night, he's from Northern Ireland. So he counts.
yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck was Devlin there? Now you think about it.
Dunno.
I'm guessing someone in America doesn't know their geography.
Well,
Vince,
Well, to be
Triple
fair,
H.
Drew Gulak was in it this
He's
year,
in this
so
year.
clearly someone thinks
We'll go over.
America's
Actually,
United.
that's a fun thing we'll do at the end of this because this video will go out just before the WWE UK tournament, the second one, which is happening this Monday, but doesn't go out on TV until the week after because you're bastards. But after this match, we'll go through. We'll do the final, and then we'll go through the participants for
Good
this year's
stuff.
one. We'll see what you can think of them. Any more on Finn Balor coming out? Angry at geography places.
Really?
No. So on to the final. It's Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate to crown the first ever WWE UK champion.
This was really good.
It feels when he came.
Should have been Cloud.
Amazing CW reference there, my son. Yeah, it felt weird. Like this is how long Pete Dunne at this moment of time recording has held the UK belt for just over a year. It feels really weird not seeing him with the belt.
Yeah,
Especially when he did his pose and put his fist to his cheek. Like, normally you're used to seeing a belt drip down from that mouth, and it's just, like, dangling down from his mouth.
I was really creepy.
Dangling down from his mouth, and it just wasn't there. I was just like, that's really weird. Really, really weird. But you've got a really good match in Chicago to do something for you in that belt.
Oh, absolutely.
The heat on both the guys was unreal. I think Dunne was more over as the villain.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
was so much more. The boos were louder than the pop for cheers was for Tyler.
Yeah. But having said that, Bate got a naughty babyface pop when he kicked out the bitter end.
Oh, did it? We'll come to that, sunshine. So, proper boss Mount Evans wrestling to begin. Real. You must have been.
I was loving that.
Oh, mate,
I was all
it's
over
so technical. Proper world of sport, Saturday afternoon shit. It's beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Once again, I have written in all capitals, the hang time! Tyler Bates, hang time on the uppercut again. Fucking amazing. The armbar reversal from Pete Dunne from Tyler Bate to Pete Dunne going when he was on the in the armbar clutch. It was beautiful. Backflip 450 to the outside.
That was mental, that.
Unreal.
That's crazy.
Absolutely unreal.
Didn't expect him to pull it out because I didn't know much about them
Crazy, innit?
going in. So to see them doing all that shit, good stuff.
Yeah, it was insane. And then Bate kicked out at the bitter end. Like you knew it was happening from then.
You couldn't imagine it now, could you? Without protecting the bitter end now. It means so much more looking back. Because I did it. Well, I did it. Sounds like I kicked out of it. Yeah. When I kicked out the bitter end. When I first watched it all that time ago, I was like, oh, Mards, like, you don't see a kick out of the finish very often. Now, over a year after Dunn's won it, no one's kicked out the bitter end since, I don't think.
No, I don't think anyone else.
It's one of the most protected finishes on the roster. So to see him do it was like, oh shit.
And the crowd knew when he kicked out of that pop was huge. Yeah. That was it was such a good pop.
Everyone thought it was over?
Yeah.
I thought it was done.
I was like, oh, that's done. You thought it was done?
Well, that's the thing.
I was waiting with bated breath.
That's one of my few notes on this match. Yeah, but we were saying before about selling an injury from the night before. We shouldn't really be commending it because it should be second nature. This was set up and payoff of protecting a finisher, so that when someone kicks out of it, it goes, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's kicked out this big move, it had a bigger payoff, and WWE...
Bless you again.
Protecting a finisher is not particularly common now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I shouldn't really be making a note of this, but it's big that they protected a finisher and someone kicked out.
And Tyler selling his arm all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, until he did the brainbuster counter.
Yeah, I thought that was, mate, that was,
The brainbuster counter and the fact he had shoulder arm injury since, like, earlier on in the night. Came out doing his entrance. He was fine waving.
He waved his other arm.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did.
He waved his other arm.
He wasn't fucking selling the injury with the other one.
No, he just kind of... But I think the
adrenaline gimmick is waving. He can't do both at the same time.
True, but the story early on was that after the collar and elbow, the story was Pete Dunne trying to grab his arm, and they were testing strengthening on the other side for ages and stuff like that. So it was really lovely storytelling. The early story, him just trying to grab the arm, and then once he did, got to the armbar, and then after the powerbomb, it unravelled from there.
Yeah, it's just the fact he had him like a Kimura for what felt like 5 years.
Yeah, it did feel quite long.
Yes, well, that's it.
But I mean, like, was this was before or after the aeroplane? It was before the aeroplane spin, wasn't it?
I think so. Can't remember.
Must have been because the backflip.
To be honest,
it must have been because the backflip was after that as well.
I genuinely don't remember that backflip, and it feels like something that you would definitely remember.
It was like the 450 stomp.
He didn't even. He was running.
I remember the stomp.
Yeah.
But he went over. But he didn't arch his back when he went over. He kind of went over in a tucked position.
Yeah.
And landed on it, so it was amazing. And then Tyler fucking Bate won.
I was upset.
Boss.
Serious upset.
It was a big upset.
Really good.
But
Feel
it
good
was
moment.
Amazing, and you can just see him like, oh my god, this is amazing. He could not believe that's happened.
The former youngest WWE champion in history.
Yeah. No, Rene Dupree still had. He was the youngest singles because Rene Dupree was still the youngest ever champion by a couple of months or days or something like that. Rene Dupree was
21 days or something like that.
There was some really short time for him, and obviously now it doesn't matter anyway because Nicholas is at 9 years old.
Nicholas, like playing Minecraft, like, we'll come for you.
To be fair though, Nicholas has got like the best playground shout going, hasn't he? Like, oh, I shagged your mum. Like, I was Raw Tag Team Champion with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, true.
I make one phone call, you get in these hands.
Excellent. So that was initial thoughts on UK tournament night 2.
Really superb show. Watching it again made me really excited for this year.
Yeah, I've got the exact same note. All good. Go on. Rip it apart.
Here we go.
I thought it was solid. Okay.
Oh no! You said this about Battleground. You cannot say this about this tournament. You said actually no, that's a lie.
No, I must have hated Battleground. I hated fucking. I thought great. Great balls of fire.
That was so
I thought that was the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen.
Okay.
No, this for a tournament it didn't. I don't know what to say. Right, I'm gonna talk about the New Japan Cup a sec. It's a knockout tournament, but every match feels like it has stipulations because you win and you advance. I kind of forgot most way through these that I was like, oh yeah, this is like a knockout tournament where someone has to win and then they go through. I was like, I'm sure Michael Cole mentioned it all the time, but it didn't feel that prestigious. And I know it was the first one, so it probably should have done. And I just kind of it didn't blow me away. I'm sorry, Kieran.
Okay.
It was a terrible choice. I'd wish you'd chosen something different.
Okay.
But
I'll do better now. I'm just going to go cry in a corner now.
no, I can't lie to you, King. This is
Fair.
hard-hitting journalism. Where it started, it
Tony
ended.
Dogwell.
And I was like, okay, Tyler Bate won the belt. Brilliant stuff. Now I can move on with my life.
There we go. Well, you can move on to your life, and we'll move on to the participants for this year's UK tournament, because we haven't talked about it yet.
I probably won't have heard most of these people.
Okay, well...
No, don't worry.
You may have heard of a few. So, first of all, man, you probably won't have heard of. He was on World of Sport last
Maybe
year.
that's why I didn't really like him. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah,
I've seen
maybe.
Pete Dunne, and I go, yeah, he's alright. And other than that, there was Wavy Guy, Fake Finn Balor, Fat Scott Man.
That's
True McIntyre.
harsh on
No, I love Wolfgang.
Alright, so first participant in the UK tournament is Joe Coffey.
Yes.
Hero.
He's been on he was on the World of
Is that
Sport
local
reboot.
hero Joe Coffey?
No, that's Joe
Joe
Hendry.
Hendry.
Yeah, Joe.
I've heard of Joe Hendry. Is he already?
No, no. Joe Hendry has actually been signed to World of Sport for the reboot that they're doing in July.
Well done, Joe.
Joe Coffey was on the original World of Sport. Actually, a lot of the names on this, I think there's like 13 guys, were on the World of Sport reboot that happened on New Year's Eve. Next name is the number one, Zach Gibson and All Liverpool. Zach Gibson! My personal pick to go all the way and win this.
Oh, I hope he does, you know.
Repping Scout style, go ahead, lads.
I would love him to win.
Participant number 3. Amir Jordan!
Hey!
Amir Jordan, he was on Wrestle Island recently. He's got from what I've heard. No, Amir Jordan. He's from Pakistan and from Dewsbury. He's got like joint.
What a mix!
He might have wrestled in a dark show of the first night.
Oh, he might have done.
Because there was a dark show before it all started where they had like a Middle Eastern guy versus a British guy, and he did a camel clutch, which is the only reason I remember it happened.
Wow, it's the reason you give racist gimmicks, isn't there?
When you started saying that, there was a dark match. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
There's a dark show with a guy from...
Participant number 4! I've missed someone, but it doesn't matter. I'll go back to him. He's still number 4. Gentleman Jack Gallagher!
Hey!
Yeah, excellent. Participant number 5.
Ooh.
Kenny Williams from Scotland.
Go ahead,
He was
mate.
he was on World of Sport.
On you go, pal.
That sounded like, you know when they're doing the intros on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
It's like, play tonight, Kenny Williams from Scotland. Stephen Maguire from Wales.
Next up is Ligero from Leeds.
Hey,
El
like-
Ligero.
El
Ligero.
Because they're saying he's a Leeds wrestler who's taken heavy influence from Lucha Libre style. So he is actually built from Leeds.
So he's just lightweight now, not the lightweight.
What? Oh, right.
Ah.
You mean light. Ligero means light.
Is that all it means?
Light.
I thought
The
it meant
light.
lightweight.
Just means light.
So he's just light.
He's light.
Not
It's
the line.
weird.
Here he is, light.
I am the way, the truth, and the
It's
light.
just weird seeing him
Reba.
in blue. I'm not used to it.
It was weird seeing him. He had a Union Jack mask on. I was like,
Yeah.
interesting choice.
You still have the paraphernalia.
He's still got the horns.
Back
in
up
it.
in the
Participant number 7.
Oh.
Dave Mastiff.
Hey.
Who was also on World of Sport.
I feel like you'd like Dave Master.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah, I
big
know Dave
sweaty
Mastiff.
man.
Yeah.
Participant.
No, I don't like know him.
Are we on?
Oh yeah, I've got him on the phone.
Are we on 9 or 10?
I had a fight with him last week.
Are we on 9? Next participant.
Oh.
Joseph Connors.
Hey, ear guy.
Ear guy.
I was gonna say I've heard his name.
I met
I've
Joseph.
heard of him.
I met Joseph Connors at a wrestling show. I commentated on one of his matches. He had a very good match against a guy called Pyro the other week on BWP.
Is that why he's got no ear?
No.
Yeah.
Next participant.
Is Pyro in this competition? No.
Travis Banks, who's from New Zealand.
What?
Travis Banks. Travis Banks is the current Progress World Champion, and pretty much made his name in the UK.
Also, New Zealand's got a Union Jack on the
Sure
phone.
does.
True, they are part
It's
of
only
part of
it's a
the
small
empire.
mining village, a short drive away from London.
Auckland. Next participant,
Oh!
the only Welshman in the tournament, it's Flash Morgan Webster.
Hey, I like him.
He's boss.
He's boss.
He's proper
He
good.
looks
Like
proper
Jay
different.
from the in-betweeners.
He does, doesn't he? Mixed with Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next participant,
Oh!
everyone's favourite Finn Balor lookalike, it's John Devlin.
You've got a character in the You've been out, mate.
Next participant,
Oh!
Tucker from Belfast.
Just Tucker.
Tucker.
Just Tucker.
Malcolm Tucker.
Well, no one popped for Tucker there. We didn't even get away.
Tucker from
Just
Belfast.
Tucker from Belfast. Yeah, right. Next
Sounds
one.
like they had a spot to fill and got went down the pub. What's your name, mate? Tucker. Come on, lad.
Where you from? Belfast.
There you come.
Tucker, get in the tournament, mate.
Next participant,
Oh.
Drew Gulak.
Why though?
Pennsylvania. We'll come on to it. I explained this to you earlier, and I will explain again in just a bit.
Side note though, Drew Gulak, boss.
He is
Best
good.
cruiserweight until my life.
Next participant, Ashton Smith.
Aye.
From
Manchester.
Oh, I've heard of Manchester.
Ashton Smith. That's not far from here.
I can get there on the train. Not anymore, that was even Northern Rail.
Bloody Northern Rail. Boo. Next participant,
Oh.
James Drake from Blackpool.
Hey.
That's very.
Yeah, James Drake, Fighting Spirit.
Could
Coach.
be awkward if he has to face that.
Face Zach. I know, yeah, hefty.
In like a kayfabe world, imagine like next training session.
I know, yeah, fucking hell. Tension, that, lads. Final participant,
Oh.
Tyson Tebow.
Yeah.
Again.
T-Bone.
Is
Tyson
he the
Tebow.
homeless guy from the first year?
He was the gypsy, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The way you said that, there was like there was a homeless fella camping outside the arena, and over a year he's had a redemption story where he's become a wrestler and he's in the tournament.
so I'll go through. Do you want me to go through the bracket, the round of 16 brackets?
can do.
Dead quick.
We can do.
Just go through it dead quick. Just do it dead quick. So
How can
there's
you build up to
no. So there's Zach Gibson against
Oh.
Zach Gibson against the Mid Jordan.
Way.
Don't, let's not. Drew Gulak against Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Flash Morgan Webster against James Drake. Tyson T-Bone against Jordan Devlin. Tucker against Joe Coffey. Dave Mastiff against Kenny Williams. Ligero against Travis Banks. And Ashton Smith against Joseph Connors. Now, there is a quick spoiler to be told before this, because these round of 16 matches, of course, are going ahead at Download, which is this weekend, the weekend that we're before we record this. Sorry, weekend after we record this, before this goes out. Anyway, but one match has already been decided,
Fuck.
which is the Drew Gulak and Gentleman Jack Gallagher match, which has already been pre-taped, and of course Jack Gallagher wins. So Jack Gallagher is going to the
WrestleMania!
the Royal Albert Hall.
Points at the gallery.
It's not really the same, is it?
Points at a London sign.
Big Ben.
The tube map. But yeah,
Red
that's
phone box and
Yeah.
that's the they're the only ones so far. And yeah, that's that.
Thanks for listening.
Big up Zach Gibson.
Yeah, I hope he does it.
Fingers crossed coming. So yeah, so that was our second ever Vintage Watch. We don't know who's going to be next because it all rests on money, the outcomes of the predictions of Money in the Bank. So for now, we will say see you later, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Find us on Facebook, on Twitter, and on our blogger. It's just blogger, isn't it now?
Blogger.
Blogger. Website. All links in the description below. We will see you next time, folks. Thank you for listening. Bye bye. Enjoy the UK tournament. We will. I'm not sure about Candy though. Bye. See you later.
What?
You'd be lucky if Candy Watch is the second one.
Fuck you.